Hey guys, it's Nico and I'm here with Abby. And today we're going to be going through some stretches. The theme of today is challenging yourself, so I'm going to start out on the easier side with some modifications, and then I'll show you how to really push yourself. For the modifications today, I'm going to be using this bolster, but you can also use a pillow or a towel or anything like that. So we are going to start with a butterfly stretch with our heels touching out in front of us and your feet a comfortable distance away from your hips. The farther away they are from your body, the easier it's going to be, and the closer they are, the more difficult. And also, if this right here is challenging enough for you, you can put some pillows right here to prop your legs up to give yourself a little bit of extra support. So we'll start by dropping our chin to our chest, and then slowly letting our spine follow our head. So I'm going to keep moving down until the last bit of my spine, is curving down. And then looking back up to start over again. And just go at your own pace, however slow feels good, and you can get to the depths of the stretch, reaching as far as you can. In a minute, we're going to step it up and challenge ourselves a little bit more, because I really believe in challenging yourself mentally and physically. And stretching is mental sometimes. We have to remember to breathe and relax our muscles even when it's really hard to. Chin to chest and all the way over to lead with the chin and up to look forward. So in a second, we're going to kick it up a notch, but for now, I'd like you to continue warming up with these movements while I tell you about our sponsor for today, Skillshare. Something you guys may not know about me is that I'm also an artist and a graphic designer, and I have been having a ton of fun on Skillshare watching all of their art videos. If you like learning too, this website is amazing because there's such a huge variety of things that you can learn about. From the arts and graphic design to business and finance, there is literally anything that you can think of on Skillshare. It's also a great way to learn because they have an awesome online community and discussion boards so that you can connect with people who are trying to learn the same thing as you are. So if you want to learn more about Skillshare and challenge yourself, check in the description box below. And I hope your spine and neck are super warmed up now because we are going to step it up a notch. So we're going to move into a straddle, and we're going to keep our legs pretty close together, smaller than a 90-degree angle in front of our body. You'll see why in a second. If this is uncomfortable for you already, you can put pillows underneath your knees, kind of to soften and support. And we're basically just gonna do the same movement again with our neck and spine, but there are a couple options of where you can put your hands. You can put them on your legs, which is a little bit more challenging, or you can put them on the ground. So we'll start neck down and bending the spine, and then neck up, chin up, all the way to look forward again. So we'll drop our neck and arch the back until we lean as far forward as we can, and then the chin leads back up. And again. I'm going to move my hands to my thighs for a little bit more of a challenge. You don't want to rest your hands on your knees. It's not good for your kneecaps. Keep moving at whatever pace feels comfortable for you. And try and go deeper into the stretch every time. So each time I'm trying to bend my spine more, make it more arched, and then I'm trying to lean as far forward as I can. And then I'm trying to stretch out my chin to reach as far as it will go and make the widest circle back up to the top. And each time you go, You should get a little bit closer to the ground. Really relaxing and slow. Remember, you can adjust your legs how you need them, whatever's most comfortable. And for the last couple, I'm going to turn to the side so that y'all can get a really good view of this. It's snaking motion, looking down, arching the back, leaning forward to straighten the back and lift the chin up and back and down. Crunch, stretch, back up. Looking down, crunch, stretch, back up. I want to really emphasize the back straightening after you've reached the lowest point. You really want to make sure that this gets straight on the way back up and that you're not crunching, staying crunched, and then just letting your chin go up. You need to make sure that your chest is lifted also. That's what I mean by lead with your chin. It's the first thing so that your back kind of has to straighten out. Couple more. Just feels so good. Incorporate breathing with it too. That's nice. Great job, guys. So the next stretch that we're going to do is going to be a pike, and I'm going to show you the modification this time with the bolster underneath my knees, but again, you could use a towel or a pillow or anything. And we're going to start by grabbing our toes here, and this is where the bolster will come in handy if you aren't able to normally grab your toes. Keeping your knees bent should help a lot. So while we're holding our feet back into this flexed position, we want to think about keeping our back straight, like in the last exercise that we did. And we're just going to hold here for a bit, keeping your back straight, thinking about letting your elbows drop down. This is going to give you a stretch in your calves, in your hamstrings, in your back maybe. Lots of different fun places. And you can hold this for as long as you can take it, 10, 15 seconds. And then we're going to relax, let our feet relax, let our back relax. Just lay over for about the same amount of time. Deep breaths. And then we'll go back to grab the balls of my feet and straighten my back. I'm letting my shoulders drop down. And once I'm here, I'm going to start to slowly just think about dropping my elbows. You want to keep your chin lifted. And again, your shoulders away from your neck. Lots of space. You're holding and pushing through the discomfort. It should be uncomfortable, but it should never be painful. So if something's painful, stop. A couple more seconds, push a little further, and then relax over. Now, I'm going to remove this to challenge myself, but we're going to do the same thing, grabbing the balls of the feet and keeping the back flat. The shoulders down. Like the straddle, you want to make sure that your feet are parallel and they're not coming in. Give you a nice good shot there like that. We never want sickled feet. You want to keep them parallel with your whole leg. Same thing here. When you're pulling your balls of your feet back, make sure that you're pulling them straight back and not to the middle or, well, to the outside would be okay. But for this, we're doing parallel. So try and keep them right above your heels. And the elbows and the shoulders. It's a lot to think about. We'll push for a few more seconds. Trying to get your elbows down. And relax. And this second, more relaxed pose is not as worried about your technique. You know, if your feet relax a little bit to the inside, that's okay. You know, normally when we're stretching, we're always trying to keep our back flat and our shoulders behind us. But for this kind of recovery pose afterwards, it's not as important because the other form of the stretch has the technique that you need. And this recovery is to make sure that your muscles relax and take a small break so that the next time you move into the stretch, they're able to go farther. So we're gonna move into the first stretch again. And hopefully by this point you can see a little bit of improvement. Letting our elbows drop and our shoulders drop away from our ears. And not letting your feet go. Keeping them parallel. Chin looking forward. And then one last time into this recovery pose. Still getting a stretch, but your muscles are relaxed. You're breathing into it, sending oxygen to all of those muscles that are freaking out. Nice, guys. Go to shake your legs out a little bit. And then we're going to step it up again. This is obviously more of an advanced stretch, but you can modify it. You can get a towel or a belt and wrap it around your foot and hold that to pull up. And you will eventually be able to get there with practice, as with all the stretches. So I'm gonna lift the other one up. And if you would like an extra spine twist, you can look behind you, making sure to keep your back up and back down, and switch, and I'll turn. Breathing deeply. And switch. Really fighting to keep your leg relaxed as possible. It's easier said than done. And last time on both sides. Twisting, keeping our back as straight as possible. And other side. Deep breaths, keep our muscles relaxed and lets them be more flexible. Awesome job, guys. That is a difficult stretch, and whether you used a towel or a belt or your hand, that was a great job. Okay, now we're going to come to any comfortable seated position that you like and do some arm stretches. I'm gonna start with pulling one arm across my body and using the other to hold it. In this one, you wanna make sure that the arm you're holding, the shoulder is relaxed, and you're really getting a nice stretch on the outside of that shoulder. The key is to breathe and to send oxygen to those muscles while you're stretching, in any stretch. And then we'll release and kind of shake it out a little bit and go to the other side. I'm holding about right at the elbow. And again, let this arm relax. And kind of move your head around if you'd like, slowly. See what that feels like. And come out again. And now we're going to do a tricep stretch. You're gonna hold it behind your head, and behind me, I am letting my hand get pretty close to my shoulder versus letting it come out here. When your hand is closer to your shoulder here, you'll get more of a tricep stretch, and when it's farther away, well, I'm not sure what that would be. And then shake it out a little bit and do the other side. Again, keeping your hand close to your shoulder. And still relaxing. Just shake it out. Thank you guys so much for stretching with me today. I hope that you can keep coming back to this video and practicing until it's super easy and you can move on to some of my more advanced videos. I also want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring us. Be sure to check out their link in the description below if you want to keep challenging yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.